Welcome back. I'm Kaylin.
I'm Jocelyn.
And we are hosting the second episode of Let's Crash Out Together.
Oh my god, so excited! Today's topic about menstruation. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly like the phases that we go through as a woman. And so we just kind of wanted to touch base and talk a little bit more in detail as to what we go through on a daily basis.
This video is for everybody, by the way. It's for everybody.
Including our men.
Yes.
We do go through a 20-day cycle. It varies. Really, it could be either, I think average or normal range. Average is like between 23 to like 30.
It varies a little bit
for
each woman.
Yes, we do go through 4 phases. One being menstruation, second follicular.
Yes.
Yeah, menstruation, follicular, ovulation, and luteal phase.
The worst phase.
Of course, every woman's body is different, right? We all react to menstruation differently, or our bodies react to menstruation differently. Others have very heavy periods, and other women have very light, shorter day periods. Growing up, I've always had heavy periods, and they would last up to like 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I felt so miserable, and not even that, but like my my cramps were the worst of the worst. Like there was days where like I couldn't even sleep. I would throw up like every month, and I would have to take ibuprofen or something that would help with the pain. It was like a nightmare. Yeah. How about yours?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had it bad.
Yeah.
I never threw up because of the pain. I mean, I've been mid-shower, and the pain was so bad that I had to leave the shower, like, with shampoo in my hair. Because I had to lay, like, on the floor because I was dying.
Do you feel like that helps a little bit, like, laying down?
Oh, 100%.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm, like, laying down like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that helps.
It helps.
Yes.
It does help. I've been fortunate to have pretty light periods. They don't last like 7 days or anything. Again, never threw up, but I do often feel kind of like nauseous as well sometimes.
Right. So dysmenorrhea is a medical condition in which women experience painful menstrual periods. This pain can manifest as cramping in the pelvic region, discomfort in the abdominal, lower back, and legs, or a dull ache. So yeah, during menstruation, the uterus muscles contract strongly. So just think of it like, I don't know, it's like let's say you grab a can, right, and you just like strangle that soda can or that,
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and you're just just strangling that can as hard as you possibly can. That's literally that's what is going, like when we're experiencing cramps, like our uterus is contracting, so it's being strangled. Is that a good?
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm describing it correctly or but that's just kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
So when the uterus muscles contract strongly, it causes pain. Some level of pain during menstruation is normal. However, some women may experience painful periods due to higher levels of natural chemicals, leading to contractions of uterus, bowel, and blood vessels. Oh yeah, bowels.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, we won't go into detail about bowels.
Yeah.
So period pain is considered normal if it occurs 1 to 2 days before or at the start of the period. And it lasts up to 3 days, which is, using pain relief medications can help in reducing the pain. However, if period pain interferes with daily life, it's essential to consult a gynecologist. Have you ever considered going onto birth control to help with that, or regulate your periods, making them lighter, or just because I know birth control can be used for a lot of reasons.
That's a great question, Jocelyn. I personally have never decided to go on it. I feel like most gynecologists do typically. It's kind of like their number one, hey, try this, because it's also there's a lot of other reasons why they're promoting it, especially to younger girls or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been kind of a very natural person. I'd rather take herbs and teas and do
Right.
whatever I can.
But you're not like opposed to birth control?
I think
Or
I think at first I was just kind of like I didn't want it because it was like heavy medication. And I don't know a ton about it, but I feel like the more I've learned about it now, I especially don't want to be on it.
yeah.
I hear that it can just really mess with your hormones, and I feel like it's best for my body to do what it needs to do naturally. And like I have a different relationship, I think, with my cycles now, and I see it as more like, wow, this really sucks, but my body needs to, like, I need to like kind of be at peace with it. It's like this is natural, and yeah. So I personally wouldn't, unless if like I absolutely had to for some sort of reason.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I did go on birth control. I had to. I felt like it did help me a lot, like kind of regulate my periods and making them a lot lighter. And then now, instead of it being, the full 7 days, it's now like 3 to 4 days, So that's something that I'm very, very, I feel like I'm like the fortunate ones. However, I wouldn't say I'm opposed to birth control, but I was only on it for that specific reason. And then I decided to get off birth control because it was affecting, I was gaining a lot of water weight. And I just, and I started to notice that there was like a significant amount of weight like during the course of months. And I'm like, okay, like what is happening? It's not like I'm overeating, and so that's when I realized that it was the birth control that I was taking. And so, yeah, it was also affecting me like mentally. I felt like I was a lot more, just, I wouldn't say meaner, but I was just, I don't know. I was always like in a bad mood. I felt like I didn't feel great about myself. And so, yeah, it was just a very, very heavy, gloomy days for me, while being on it. Although it did help, regulate my period, but I just felt like, oh gosh, like this is not, setting well at all. And so, yeah, I got off it after 3 years. Once I got off it, I started to lose the weight that I had gained previously. Yeah. So, and thankfully, my periods didn't go back to it being heavy. It kind of just, it helped. Would I go back on birth control? I don't know. I was very skeptical going back on. I mean, I was kind of thinking about it, but I felt like I was just so afraid of it affecting my fertility levels in the long run, because eventually I want to have kids, like to, create life. But so that's kind of why I think that birth control is. And I did recently go to my doctor, and that was one of the questions that was brought up, like about fertility levels. If I go on birth control, like, does that interfere? Like, if I want to, let's say get pregnant tomorrow. And, she did reassure me that no, in fact, once you're off birth control, I mean, it is recommended to kind of be off it for a little while to just kind of have your body,
self-regulate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, self-regulate. Thank you. It was very interesting to hear. But yeah, that was always like one of my biggest fears is taking birth control, is if it affects your fertility levels.
How do you feel like how you experience your periods now versus how you used to? Because you said that you think it's a little bit more lighter, like a little bit easier to manage, but do you still feel like it's still hard on you, like even like mentally, physically, what?
Yeah, so usually when I hit my luteal phase, which is the worst phase, like right before you're going to start your menstruation cycle, it's very, like, I feel so depressed.
Yes.
Like, I feel like, and that's what, like, people, I feel like most men don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, I'm calling you all out, but we go through a lot of hormonal changes. And it's just, when we go through this specific phase, like, it's not that, like, we have no control of our emotions, right? And it's just, and it's not because, like, when I go through this phase, it's very depressing. I feel super gloomy. I don't feel good about myself. Like, I don't even have a social battery. Like, I just want to lay low, stay in my bed, and do absolutely nothing. Menstruation cramps involve, I get really sore breasts. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you get sore breasts.
I actually do, yeah.
You do? Okay.
Not that I got much there, but I do.
Yeah, so I get very, like, sore breasts. That's how it starts off. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of hits me where I'm like, oh, and you kind of know when it's coming, mm-hmm. you know? And, you know, and every little thing just kind of triggers you. Like my boyfriend, for example, can be like, hey, I forgot to take out the trash. And I will literally, like, I won't be, like, I would just start getting, like, super teary and just emotional because, and it's something that he can easily go and fix, right? It's something that he can be like, oh, like, I missed it, but I will, you know, take it out. And it's just like, it's like, I'm saying, it's super uncontrollable. Like, it just, you know, you just get, I don't know, like, super emotional just because he didn't take out the trash, which he can do in the next 5 minutes. You know, it's just like little small things like that. And, yeah. What about you?
Yeah. No, I can relate a lot. It's something I've noticed too, like the more I've learned about my cycle and then like especially in the luteal phase, like I do get depressed and sometimes I thought it was just like me. I thought like, wow, why do I get depressed like, you know, several days every month? Like, and I just feel like, you know, I don't like have depression. I don't like suffer with that. But for this, I feel like I'm like, what I'm describing sometimes, I'm like, that's exactly what it feels like. I mean, everything just kind of looks like a shade of gray. Like nothing, like sometimes things don't make me as happy or, you know, and every month is a little different. Like I think I feel it at different degrees of like depression. Like sometimes I handle it better and other times I just don't.
Right. Yeah.
But I still always feel some sort of bit, like it's still harder on me. And but the thing is, I know it'll pass because it's like, okay, I know like this normal, but it doesn't feel like it. You know, you still feel pretty awful.
Right.
I cry a lot more. Like I definitely cry at least once a month. Like at least. Usually, like yeah, if I'm with my boyfriend and I'll just start crying. I'll literally just be like, I'm just so sad right now. I'll just start crying. And then a couple of days later, I'm like, oh, okay, I know why. Like,
yes.
But I can also feel angry too for no reason. And I won't even be mad at anybody. Like, I will have literally no reason to be mad, but I will just feel anger with the world.
Oh
and
my gosh, yes.
I think, you know, when we're stressed in life, that can also, I do believe it can affect, you know, your periods and maybe make it feel more intense if internally you're dealing with other things that you're more stressed with that you're maybe keeping down, like suppressing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know it's so important to try to just be forgiving with yourself. I mean, at all times, but especially like your luteal phase and menstruation phase, like, you know, just be mindful that like the thoughts and things will pass and it's, you know, it's just temporary. Like, it's just hormones. Like, I tell myself, it's like literally just chemicals in my body. I didn't really think about this when I was younger, but now I've noticed it's so important to me is that especially when I'm in my luteal or menstruating, I really like to go slow, like with life. Yeah. I walk a lot slower. I'm normally like a fast walking person. Like I'm normally like this, but I find that it really eases me to just like slow down. I don't like to be rushed. I like to just relax, and that helps a lot. And
so, yeah. Like, you know, when they mention, oh, it's just like my pregnancy brain.
Yeah,
have you heard of that?
I've heard of that. Yeah,
well, it's something like that. Like your brain is like I don't know. I just feel like also keep in mind that when you are menstruating, you're burning a lot of calories. Mm-hmm. So I feel like your brain is working double.
Yeah.
And so with that being the case, like when you mentioned, oh yeah, I'm a little bit slower. I kind of take my time. Yeah. It's because your brain is working twice as much.
Yeah.
You know, like your body's working twice as much. I can see like. Maybe you're just, you know, in that moment you feel like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. But you're not, you know.
Yeah.
No, like I'm speaking for everyone. Yeah. You're not stupid. Like,
yeah, that's true.
We just, you know, we're going through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about, you did mention a few days ago about men's cycle.
Yeah. I don't know a ton about it, okay. So we may have to do more research. Yes. But, yeah, I brought that up to my boyfriend. I was like, you know, you have like your own cycle too. And he's like, what? Like, what? Nah, no, I don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. And she's like, really? I was like, I don't know like the specific term, but essentially guys do have a cycle, but it's a 24-hour cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And their testosterone is higher in the morning and then it decreases throughout the day. And so that's why usually they're more tired at the end of the day. And in the morning, they're a little bit more chirpy, a little bit more ready to go. And women, it's like our cycle, our energy level. It takes a whole month for it to go over, and so that's what's kind of crazy is that some days of the month we're like let's go, and other days we're not. But for guys, it just resets every day.
Isn't that crazy? They don't go through pain, and they swear by it that, oh gosh, like, you're in no pain, you're being dramatic. Oh my gosh, imagine. Like, I can't, like, when men call us dramatic because we're going through, it's just like they don't understand the concept, and that's why we have to educate them.
Yeah.
They say these things because they have no idea what we go through, right? But that's why, we wanted to get on this podcast. We want to talk more about it and educate them. There's more behind it, it's just like all these changes that we go through every single month, and it's not pretty.
I second that. I do think guys, like, again, not all guys are, but I'm just saying, in general, I mean, since they don't go through it, they can only like assess a woman and what they're going through by how the woman speaks, like how their girlfriend like acts or whatever throughout the month, right? So they're only like seeing a fraction of it, and they're like, oh, okay, you're kind of in a mood, I see, like that's fine, but like I can tell you're probably, but it's like internally I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm going through so much right now, and I'm trying to not like, I guess be a burden, sometimes, because I'm like, I know it's temporary, but sometimes I'm like, wow, like I do really feel awful. But I think like when we're kind of telling our close friends or maybe our partners, we're just kind of like, yeah, it's just that time of the month. I don't really feel like going out or doing this.
Exactly. Let's talk more about the pain. I was just, I was doing a little research, and during the menstruation cramps, we have high levels of what they called prostaglandins.
I don't know.
I'm probably mispronouncing it, so I do want to apologize in advance. But it's chemicals that trigger intense uterine contractions to shed its lining. And mind you, I mean, you guys can, listen, but we're shedding excessive blood, like from our internal organs, like it's shedding excessive blood. Mm-hmm. So just picture that. It can be extremely painful, especially if you suffer from endometriosis, fibroids, adenomyosis, or pelvic inflammatory disease. Now, for those who are wondering what endometriosis is tissue similar to the uterine lining grows outside the uterus, causing severe pain, often worse during menstruation. And uterine fibroids are cancerous growths in the uterine wall that can cause heavy, painful periods. What can make cramps worse is high stress, poor diet, lack of exercise, or smoking. So, like, hormonal imbalances can cause more intense contractions. And this is exactly what I felt when I was a lot younger, is leading to like dizziness. Sometimes my vision would get blurry. There's been one incident where I fainted because of how painful it was. And I also experienced nausea, and I would vomit every single month. So just picture that. And it's a lot. What is your coping mechanism with menstruation cycle, like when you go through heavy periods and cramping and all that fun stuff?
Great question. So as a kid, like I pretty much relied heavily on ibuprofen. That was like my go-to. And I didn't even need a lot of it. I think like just on the first day of menstruation, I pretty much take it, and then after that, I'd usually be fine. But in the past like few years or so, I've just been, again, back to like my kind of being a like natural self. I was just like, I'd really rather not rely on this like, medication, and I'm grateful that it exists and it always did help. Felt like it was just kind of masking the pain, and I wasn't really getting to the root of it of like, okay, what else can I do to change like habits in my life to maybe make it easier. So it's hard sometimes like going to work and just having to like deal with it. And it's like, how do you tell your boss like,
Hey,
oh, I
need a
can't
day
come
off.
in. Yeah, I need a day off. And and it's like I think it's hard too because they're like, well, why don't you just take ibuprofen? Why don't you take these things? And I'm like, I know that's not what my body needs. It really needs rest, good nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say I've actually just started like as of like right now I'm trying to take ginger. Use that. I heard somewhere that ginger is just as effective as ibuprofen.
Mm-hmm.
I also know stretching is really good for you too, but I'm gonna try ginger because also ginger helps with like nausea, upset stomach. And I was like, wait, I get that too, so like why not just try both? And so
Do you also feel like your body gets is a lot more sensitive, and do you feel like you get colder, like you get cold?
I do. It's kind of hard to say because sometimes I feel like my body is like warmer in a way because I'm like
hot or cold.
Yes, but I'm more sensitive to either.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like normally most days I'm like I'm fine, but if it's cold outside, like walking outside, I'm like I cannot handle it.
Like usually, so when you're in pain, like do you prefer to be wrapped up in a blanket?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And heating pads is something that I've learned.
Yes.
Because if you're cold, right, your body is tense. And when you're going through those like kind of like contractions, I guess, if your body's warm, it feels more loose and more soft and it's not feeling so tight and heavy. Exactly. That also is a game changer.
You mentioned ginger.
Yes.
Ginger is an effective ingredient that's supposed to help. It's an anti-inflammatory. So that actually helps. But there's a specific like honey ginger tea that they have over the counter. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like ginger and honey tea. And they carry at any Asian store. So go to any local Asian store that you have and please like get this tea because growing up, this tea definitely helped my cramps, especially during the times that I'm like in excruciating pain. It did help reduce the pain.
And it's definitely a more natural,
yes,
way, and it's also good for so much.
What about follicular? So this is the follicular phase is after our menstruation.
The clouds go away, the sun shines, the birds are singing. It really does
feel so good about yourself. You feel like you can conquer the world. You feel so great, beautiful, wonderful. You're just this. You felt completely reborn.
That's what it really does. It does feel like that every month. You kind of like die and then get reborn again.
Yeah.
Not to be so extreme, but it does.
That's a great description, by the way.
Yes. Thank you. I think like again, kind of like in my like luteal and menstruation phase, I'm kind of more sad. So I do kind of feel like I'm writing more poetry that kind of way. But then I'm kind of gearing up to like because I'm a very creative person, and so. I think by the time I hit follicular, I'm ready to like create stuff. Like I've kind of thought about things, and now I'm like, I'm ready to create more, and I want to go out more energy. I look in the mirror differently. Like I feel like I'm a pretty confident person. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I look in the mirror and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's me. Like there we go.
I'm so beautiful.
I'm so beautiful. And then the phase before, I was like. No, not today. It's fine, not today.
Yeah.
How about you? Like,
no, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I feel like the stars are aligning. Like I felt like I don't know, like I'm just in the best mood. Like and I also have so much energy. Like I want to get a lot of things done that day. Or, I mean, how long does it last for?
Not long enough. I'll tell you that.
I think it's like it's just 1 week.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so about. So it says 1 to 13 days. So yeah,
but you want to you feel better about like working out more. You can like lift a little heavier.
Gosh, yes. Yes. Yeah. I definitely feel like I have more strength, more energy. Like I'm just like ready to go. I'm ready to start my day. Let's go. Let's and especially if the sun's out.
Yes, you feel unstoppable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like other people's comments too, like don't really get to you as much. Like I'm very affected by how people around me are. And I feel like when I'm kind of like, not feeling great, I kind of take things more personally. But like when you're like a follicular, you're just kind of like, I can help you out, friend. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I understand no one's bullshit.
Yeah.
Girl, whatever. Yeah. What about the ovulation phase?
Yeah, I think this kind of is a bit like the follicular phase.
Yeah, and you're also more horny.
Yes, kind of feel more like in love with the world. You just kind of feel more sweet about things.
Right, you do. And I feel like you also get more energy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
They definitely, like follicular phase and ovulation phase aligns with each other. What happens in ovulation phase? For those who don't know, it is a sudden surge in hormones causes the ovary to release a mature egg which travels toward the uterus, meaning that's when you're more chances of conceiving and getting pregnant. So that's why during this phase, vast majority of women, all women, are the horniest. So this is your cycle 14. So 2 weeks after your menstruation.
Oh, we just learned a new word. A menarche, and I may be pronouncing it wrong, is a female's first menstrual period. So it's just the first time you get it.
Oh, interesting.
Care to share your story about that? If you remember,
when I first started,
if you remember, like your first.
Honestly, no. Yeah, I do remember. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first experience with when I started my period for the first time ever, I was about 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the normal age range. Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel any pain at all. Like there was no pain.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I go straight to the bathroom. I look down and I noticed that I had blood in my underwear. You know? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is like my moment. Like, what? And so, like, and I didn't freak out because my mom, like, was really, really good with, like, having that conversation prior.
Mm-hmm.
So we did discuss periods and, so I'm very fortunate and grateful that we had that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of knew, like, what to expect. Thankfully, when I did have my period for the first time, my mom was around. Like, my mom was in the room with me. And so I remember, looking down, I noticed there was blood in my underwear. I yell my mom's name. I'm like, Mom, like, come here. I think I just started my period.
Yeah.
My mom comes in, barges into the door, and she goes, okay, it's okay. You're going to be just fine. Like, this is normal.
Yeah.
And just, like, her just kind of reassuring me that everything was going to be okay. Like, I just felt happy, you know? Like, I felt happy that I wasn't alone. And, so, like, back to, like, today, like, when you start your period, you just want that same level of comfort, like, by either your partner, your friend. It's like, we all know exactly what you're going through. So let's, give you that sense of comfort. Let's, if, let's say per se, like, if I'm going through, like, my period, like, I want to be
transparent.
Well, transparent and also be just catered, if that makes sense. Like, just be kind to me, be nice, and just, because, we're going through a lot of changes during that cycle. And so, I don't know, the least you can do is just be kind.
Get your girl some chocolate, get her some flowers. We love flowers.
Yes. Okay, thank you for saying that, because I didn't want to be like, oh my gosh, this bitch is asking too much.
No. Don't hug us too tight, preferably. It's just like, just be mindful that our body is like in
be
pain.
Kind,
Yeah. And when we randomly start crying or randomly start getting mad at you, it's not personal.
Oh,
it
no.
Literally is not.
Not personal at all. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's our bodies. It's our hormones.
Yeah.
What about your experience? I'm dying to know.
I actually do remember it. And I mean, maybe I remember it wrong, but I mean, I'm like 99% sure, at least how I remember it. It was on Halloween. And I'm pretty sure, I think it was in 6th grade. I remember, like, I don't remember the very specific moment I, like, went to the bathroom and I was like, whoa. But I do remember, like, I'm pretty sure my mom was, like, on the treadmill. And I was, like, walking downstairs, like, hey, I think I started today. She's like, oh, okay. And then just like went from there and was like, yeah, of course, like I already knew about it, like by her. And I'm like so grateful that, yeah, because imagine that, like if you just were never told that and then you just like, that would be pretty terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
So I'm glad it was a pretty easy transition, but I do remember, again, still early on, I wasn't really like super familiar with like cramps and just all of that stuff. And so I remember being at school one day, just being like, I am in so much pain. And I went home early that day and I told him I'm in a lot of pain. And then like, of course I started and I was like, I didn't know I could be in that much pain. And like, you know, I didn't know that was that.
Do you feel like it was a lot worse then than it is now? Has that changed at all for you?
Good question. I don't know. I think it's the same, unfortunately, but it doesn't last very long for me. Like that's the thing.
Okay.
It's really just like the first day of menstruation that's like the worst. Like that is like I'm out that day usually, but I can get cramps even like a few days or so before I start. But I just kind of deal with it. They're just like little things, you know.
Right.
I mean, they're there, but I can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually like when I first start menstruating, that's like I have the biggest cramps, and I don't know why, but not all the time. But I've just like noticed a pattern in myself that I usually start like at like 4 or 3 a.m. on a work day. It's just like how it is, and so I usually don't sleep like the rest of that night. So I'm like I can't go back to bed for like 2 or 3 more hours, and but like yeah, in the past like I remember because I would take ibuprofen and it would be like, dark in the middle of the night and I'd like go downstairs because I wanted to eat food with ibuprofen. Like, I was just like, it was like the worst. But now, like I said, now I'm trying ginger, which I still think maybe if you're eating a high concentrated amount of ginger, maybe eat something with it or drink lots of water.
All right, guys. So on an end note, if you guys would like to share your personal experience with us,
we would love to read it.
We would love to read it, and I'm dying to know.
Yeah, it makes us feel less alone because we all go through it. It is human. The more you talk about it, the more normal. Like normalize it. It is normal, and don't like make it so taboo. I think in 2026, I think we're doing a lot better, but
yes.
I still think we can be more comfortable even talking about it for sure
100%.
Because we deal with this every
month.
Every month. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, and we love you all.
Bye. Catch you next time.